Welcome back. Sunshine and warmer weather seem so far away, but if you want a blooming spring garden, then now is the time to get planting.
And gardener Paul Harvey joins us with some top tips to get your garden looking good in spring. You got to start now, Paul. Is that the message?
Morning, Paul.
Morning. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah, planting now is the key. All the bulbs need to go in now, between now and sort of middle of December. The earlier you can get them down, the better. And sort of, you put in bulbs now and you can have them flowering sort of from February, March, April, May. So that whole time.
So what's the cut-off point? When have you missed the boat?
Sort of middle.
What's the window?
December.
Right.
December.
But it's better to get them in now so that they'll come on a bit earlier.
Storm Brian is raging out there.
Yeah.
Get the waterproofs on. Get out there. Get the spade.
Yeah. Well, get into the garden centre, sort of buy the bulbs, and get ready to go. But the ground is nice and soft now, which is what they love.
Perfect.
Not too wet. They don't like it too wet, but sort of good compost in with them would be great.
So we're going to start with bulbs. These boys down here. So what have we got? You've got a lovely array of them here.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've done the trays in this sort of array of what they flower in.
Okay.
So just to make it easy. So starting off, it's the smaller. It's the likes of the crocuses and snowdrops. So snowdrops are everyone's favourite. Sort of walk through a meadow, they're sort of gorgeous. You plant them about 5 centimetres apart. The same with the crocuses, and then the rest of the stuff about 10 centimetres apart. So just
is that really important, Paul? Just to get the right distances.
It's not massively important. Bulbs are pretty easy. If you plant them the wrong way round, they'll even turn up the right way themselves.
Really?
Really? They're not difficult. That's the thing. It's just finding a right spot. Like the only thing they won't like is too dry. So under really, really big trees. Most trees will be fine if the compost is nice under there, or really wet conditions. So they like sort of a moist condition. So most people's gardens would be perfect for them.
And these got to get in right now, do they?
Yeah, like I say, up until December you can plant them in, but the earlier you plant them in, the better, and the earlier they come.
Do they need any feeding, these bulbs?
Generally with bulbs, they have most of their energy in the bulb.
Yeah.
So it's just at the end of the season. So at the end of the season, just take off the heads, leave the foliage on it so the foliage can soak up all the sunshine and put all the sort of energy back down into the bulb. So you will get these each year. So it's not, so bulbs aren't, you're just planting them once and that's it. You plant them and they should come back year after year if they're in the right conditions.
Okay, so daffodils.
Yep. So these are people's favourites.
This is a real sign of spring, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's an array of them. They range in height. So you've got the Tate here, so 15 centimetres tall, really small ones, really popular. And then you've got all the different kinds of ones, your traditional yellows, and then your whites and pinks, and then your double-headed. And there's even a couple of scented ones in here, which are gorgeous.
So when you're looking at something like this, you're getting what, 5 in a packet for like £4.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And what sort of, in terms of what sort of, you know, how many flowers will you get from that? What sort of area are you covering?
Well, on each bulb you'll get about 2 or 3 flower heads coming up in it. Like, but you can get these into big sacks. So, like with daffodils, that's what I sort of say with people. Like a whole driveway of sort of, you see that the council do it a lot in between the roads. They plant huge amounts of bulbs, and when they come out, the show that they give is stunning.
Gorgeous,
yeah. And then it's just in terms of what colour.
They come back every year, Paul.
They will if you let them get the energy back in them and take it back down to the bulb. Yeah, to go down to the bulb. So don't cut them too early. That's the key to them. Don't cut off all the leaves. Cut off the seed heads, because if you take the seed heads off, they put more energy into the bulb and less into the seed.
Okay. And
Right, tulips from Amsterdam.
Yeah,
or you think?
Yeah. Well, most of them, the array of tulips now that you can get is fantastic.
It's a beautiful.
Like the dark, the Queen of the Night is particularly. It's nearly a dark black. So
that's
it's
gorgeous.
Yeah. So that really deep colour, and then when you're mixing the colours, I kind of like to stick with the pinks and the whites and the purples together, and then if you're doing some reds, go reds and yellows together, so that those sort of colour pattern works. And then have a look at your heights and stuff. So keep similar heights together, but just the array and the different sort of sizes.
But even
and
the
colours.
different flowers that are on them. I mean, that's rose-like, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Just the big head.
That's rose-like, huh?
I know, we'll make a gardener out of you, yeah.
Tell you, Percy Thrower hasn't obeyed me. What about these big fellas down the front?
Yeah, I brought in some pumpkins this afternoon to show you that you can get, they're not just the big ones that you can get all sorts of variety. And these are great. People put them in bowls, just sort of that Halloween thing, or just even a couple outside. You don't have to carve them or anything, but they just look great in trees and the different colours.
Incidentally, we've moved on from the spring selection. Now, this is now if you want a bit of visual impact in your Halloween.
Yeah, straight away. So this is what people are doing now. They're sort of looking at the front door and stuff, and people want stuff that's different. And I think these pumpkins really sort of stand out. They're squashes, and just the different colours that are in there.
And then you put a selection through, and this one here. Then what's in here?
Yeah, so people are wondering what to plant now. So their summer bedding is gone over, and their sort of pots are looking a bit scraggy at the front door. And they need to change them up. So what I've done here is I put an autumn sort of cauldron together, sort of an autumn collection of stuff. So cyclamen are massively popular. This is the reds and purples, the solanums, the oranges, the heucheras, real autumn colours, but great. Grasses are super this time, especially the corexes. And then the skimmia here is gorgeous with the red head, and that will flower in April, but we'll keep that deep red.
Tell us about the barrel sort of things that they're in.
Yeah. So these are quite unusual. They come from India. So the Indians cook in them and stuff, but they're reclaimed, and what people use them now here for are, you can either use them for a barbecue or a fire pit, or what I've done here is used it as a planter.
It's quite a cool thing to have in your garden, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely different. It's versatile in terms of you can get 3 uses out
And
of
in
it.
terms of volume as well, you get a huge amount of plants in there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there is. Now there's about 100 euros worth of plants in there.
So these are all for dicking up your garden, giving it a kind of autumnal Halloween feel. We did move on before we got to the bluebells, by the way, just for spring. Might just mention them before we finish there.
Yeah, the bluebells and allium. So these would be the later the flowering. So what we went through was the February, March, April, and this is what in May.
Just hold them up there, Paul.
Alliums are hugely popular now. Purple Sensation and Ambassador would be 2 very popular ones, and Christoph. Sort of different
They're
sizes of
gorgeous
head.
looking
Yeah.
aren't they?
So big, huge purple heads. So a lot of people would do all green gardens and then just these purple coming up, and then maybe hydrangeas later on in the season or something like that. But plant them now. The key is to get them in, and they're much cheaper to plant them in bulb format than in plant format.
Get them in
Great
now.
stuff,
You'll
Paul.
see the
Get out
benefit
there,
of
get out
spring.
into the
Thank you,
storm,
Paul. That
Brian.
was
Put the
brilliant.
waterproofs on.